Hello laddies and ladettes. Today I'll be starting a new series called Killer vs Killer, which I've completely stolen from as high mobs. I've definitely said that wrong. Anyway, I didn't like the decisions that he made, or like the killer's one, so I was like, I'll make my own version. So I'll put a table on the screen now. You should be able to see showing the matchups that I've got so far. And I've tried to make them so that like they make kind of sense. So I've got like Huntress and Destiny, guys both like kind of shoot things, Ghostface and Myers, they both stalk, that kind of stuff. So today I was done with Trapper and Hag. Alright, and now don't bully me too much for my gameplay in the background, because I don't play Killer ever. And when I do, I play Wraith, so I suck at Killer, that's all you need to know. I'm absolute dog shit. But anyway, the four categories I'll be focusing on is their stats, which will incorporate their power, so like the special ability, strength, lore, and agility. So those are the four categories: stats, strength, lore, and agility. So, starting with Trapper's stats, he is classified as tall, has a speed of 4.6 meters a second, and a terror radius of 32 meters. His ability is quite simple, consisting of bear traps. He's able to place around the map, so he's going to be very effective in closing loops, but comes at the cost of giving up time to repair these traps, enabling survivors to do gens pretty quickly. Because of his standard stats and basic power, I feel as though the Trapper only deserves like a 6 out of 10 for this category, only being placed somewhat high due to his good speed, his height and lacking ability bringing him down. The Hag on the other hand has a speed of 4.4 meters per second, 24 meter terror radius, and is considered average height. Her ability works similarly to Trapper, which is why I paired them, as she also has traps she places around the map. Where I think she comes on top though with her ability is the quantity of traps she can bring and the effectiveness of her traps. Unlike Trapper's, hers are almost invisible and almost explode, kind of, revealing a double of the Hag that she can take control of if a survivor is to walk or run over it. This allows the Hag to get many surprise attacks off easily, just to get an easy down or just injure. The only thing that lets the Hag down is her slower movement speed, making it easier to loop her, but this can be easily diminished by simply placing a trap down. For this category, I'm going to give the Hag a 9 out of 10, mostly stemming from her amazing ability, smaller terror radius and shorter height, allowing her to get a jump on survivors easier. Now, moving on to our second category of strength. It's pretty obvious right off the bat that the Trapper is quite stronger than the Hag, although you'd be surprised with the Hag's strength. Starting with the Trapper though, I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10 straight away. He's got muscles coming out of every part of his body, and I wouldn't be surprised if his pecs had 6 packs on them. The man is a walking machine and is further established by one of his perks, Brutal Strength. Easy to decide though. The Hag on the other hand has it's a little different, as she obviously has the physique of an elderly woman, making her seem to be quite weak. But I would argue that she's actually quite stronger than we're led to believe. I mean, firstly, she's able to carry David King and his pulsating abs on her shoulders with no trouble. That's already a sign of strength, Not only her ability to carry a well-built adult male, but her attack is quite strong. You would have noticed that the Hag doesn't actually possess any weapons, she simply uses her claws of death. Also, it mostly stems from the claws being sharp. I think it demonstrates that the Hag still does have some strength behind her, and for that reason I'm going to give her a 7 out of 10. Our third category is agility. Starting for Trapper again, we already know that he has a fast movement speed of 4.6 meters per second, making him quite fast. Although we also have to take into account his clothing and build. Since Trapper is so well built, this instantly comes at the cost of not being able to move as fast. Not only that, but his visibility is wearing a lot of leather and metal on his body. Yes, this is good for protection, but not so much moving around freely. He also possesses quite a hefty weapon, which isn't going to be good for fast continuous attacks, as it's quite big and most likely heavy, being made of metal. So overall, I think I'd give the Trapper a 7 out of 10. Yes, he has a high movement speed, but his clothing is most likely to hold him down, that will make sudden turns and movements hard to perform. For the Hag, I'd say she'd come out around the same agility to the Trapper, because she beats him in clothing and weaponry, having no clothes on her holding it back, as well as using her claws as a weapon, making her quite nimble. But she lacks overall speed and is a little slower compared to other killers, most likely due to her bad posture and limp. For this reason, I feel like giving Hag a 6 out of 10, as although she would be quite able in making faster attacks and sudden movements, she lacks that overall speed. Now to our final category, lore. The Trapper's lore is interesting, as it never establishes he killed anyone with his bare hands, and more led people to their death in trapping them, which suits his name and ability and all, but doesn't really show that he has much experience with confrontation and dealing with an opponent head on. It does show he's good at scheming plans ahead of time, but doesn't tell us anything about a fight happening in the now. For this, I feel inclined to give the Trapper a 4 out of 10. Yes, he killed over 100 people trapped in a mine, but it was only done from leading them in and setting off a few explosives. The hag though has a much better lore compared to the trapper. It shows her enduring a long period of torture and mutilation, being eaten over a period of time by cannibals, only to free herself from her shackles and consume them out of revenge, even after being weakened and consumed down to the bone herself. This shows great resilience within the hag in the sense that she'll kill to live no matter the cost, and for this reason I'm giving the hag a 10 out of 10 for this category, as it brilliantly shows her determination for surviving and killing. So, now that we've finished all the categories, our final scores come to 27 out of 40 for Trapper, and 32 out of 40 for the hag, making a clear winner here being the hag. I'm not going to give it a description of the fight, like main man, what is his name? I can't say it, as Himovs. Just because I know a lot of people are going to see this, so I'm not going to go through the effort of creating a scene. Unless you guys want to see that, in which case, you know, leave a comment down below, tell me if you do or not. But that'll be all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and bye bye. Oh wait, actually, also, next, I don't know when I'll make it, but it'll be Wraith and Spirit, which you would have seen in the, what am I even saying? The table, yeah, on my table, the killers. So yeah, bye bye.